So the update was not successful because QA testing showed that there are multiple inconsistencies with the mod that I didn't notice earlier in the testing. I was playing the Truest Cartel for about 1 hour, and then I found a lot of bugs. So that's what I'm gonna fix right now, and this will be part of the 1.9.0 update because I didn't release it yet. So I'm gonna start at the top. So when I tested it, you know, it showed that recruiting the dealer, the cartel, it didn't set the region influence to 0 as it's intended to do. So what is that about? I think it's in the code that handles the persuasion. So here, I don't think it's that one here. So no. It might be somewhere down here, perhaps. Nope. I don't remember where I put it. So maybe it's here. No. No, no, it's here. Yeah. So check if the chance hits. And then the dealer has been recommended, right? Oh, but then which part of the code handles the hiring of the dealer? So I don't think I've written any prefixes that handle this behavior that was supposed to be. So the README documentation is not describing what's currently in the mod. That's the problem. I know that I should have code related to it. Because I'm using the configuration values for the influence. So it should be somewhere here. Maybe. No. On customer unlocked. So I'm pretty sure that there is like no code that handles it. So I'd have to patch the set is recruited function basically. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. So that's gonna go maybe here, cartel persuade. Or can I, is there a callback for the recruit? Yeah, there's a lot of harmony patching going on here, so I think I'll have to just extend this one. I'll take this one as an example. Then when the player hires a cartel dealer, whenever the allied extensions is enabled, during that set the region influence to 0 basically. So that's gonna be type of dealer, and then set is recruited and then it has an input parameter of type network connection and then check that the status is truest, or maybe check that the dealer type is first. Dealer type equals cartel dealer, and if it's not, return. Then I only need this one. So if the status is not truest, in that case I'm gonna also return true, so it doesn't run when it's not truest. And now whenever it's hired, I'm gonna set the I'm gonna change the influence like this, and then that's gonna be instance.region, and then minus, I'll say minus 900, so minus 0.9 floating point. That's gonna reduce it by 900, or I'll just do -1. I think that should work. Rolled Up Riley in the chat asks, are you fixing the recruit the cartel dealer quest? No. No, I am not. I'm fixing this. I'm fixing this box. So it doesn't work as intended because it's supposed to set the regional influence to 0. Instead, it reduces by 100. That's the first bug. And then unlocking customers while truth doesn't reduce influence. That's a bug. And then deal for the Benzies family gets bugged. I don't know why that happens though. I have no idea. That's gonna be the last thing I'm gonna figure out. And then the give cartel dealers map POI. That's a feature. And then this one is another bug, which I actually knew about before, but I didn't think it would happen again. So what the bug? You can literally read the bugs. I literally wrote them down. Yeah, that should fix the bug. So there was like a double hostile check here. I don't know why. I think that's like a brain fart or something, you know, like I don't know why that was there. That's weird. Then this one, give cartel dealers map POI. So that's basically a feature that's still gonna go into this update. And I've been thinking about this feature for a while, and I really wanna include it. So out of stream, I tested how to do it, and I basically wrote it down here. So now all I gotta do is basically figure out the code version of this. So I'm gonna get the instance of NPC manager. So what type of instance is it? It's a network singleton, so I can do this. Network singleton NPC manager, and then I can say instance because it has an instance. So then I can do this NPC POI prefab. And from that prefab instantiate new. So I'm gonna go game object new POI equals unity engine dot object dot instantiate based on the prefab. So that's done. Then set the transform parent to be the dealer. So I'm going to have to give an input parameter here of type cartel dealer. So give or make map POI. Then I'm gonna call dealer or no new POI dot transform parent equals dealer dot transform, and then I need to reset the local position and the rotation. So I'm gonna say new POI transform local position equals vector3 dot 0. Otherwise it's gonna bug out. And then the rotation, and that's gonna be also a quaternion identity. Then I need to set the, or I need to get the component from the new POI. So npc POI POI component equals new POI get component, and then I need to set the field of this component. So npc is going to be the dealer, the main text is going to be cartel dealer, and then here I'm gonna put the region. So this is gonna be dealer dot region, so that's correct now. And then I need to call, or actually even before this, dealer dot no, I think it's fine like this. So initialize UI initialize, and then I'm gonna bind to the dealer equals POI component like this. So that's gonna make it so that whenever I call this function, it's gonna add a marker to the map so the player can see where the cartel dealer is currently whenever they're hired. So map markers for hired dealers. And now I gotta use this function. Or maybe return at the end here for so I gotta use this function. Whenever the state changes during the game, I gotta do this. Oh no, not that. I can actually utilize the function that I just wrote for the patch. So where are those? Set is recruited. So whenever the cartel dealer gets recruited, the influence goes to 0 in that region, and then the map POI will be made like this. And is this a public static function? It is. So I'm gonna call allied extensions dot make map POI, and then I'm gonna pass in the instance here. And since it's I'm gonna change this to dealer. That should do it basically. So that works for when it's recruited in runtime. But then whenever the save gets loaded, it works a little bit differently. So that needs to be handled by the setup function here. For each here, if it's not recruited and has been recommended, set up the dialog. I guess I can add it here. So if the key value pair value is recruited, then I'm gonna say give map or make map POI and then kvp dot value. So for recruited cartel dealers, when game loads, it needs to manually make POI. So otherwise at runtime it will generate when recruited first time. So that's gonna handle the POI logic basically. So now this is done. And then this is gonna be the hardest one. So this basically stops the time too, and that's why it's so urgent. So what I suspect happens here is that whenever the smoke cigarette.end function calls, it's the goon has a gun in hand, or rather no, in fact this can also be null. So I'm gonna have to write a patch that's gonna handle this bug. So there is a fundamental problem within the end function in the smoke cigarette behavior that calls the unequipped function with a null reference, basically. And it can be seen here. But then again, if I trace the stack, I don't know if there's anything else here. I'm pretty sure that it's null. So, since it's not really related to allied features or the hostile features, I'm gonna say that this belongs in a separate file, basically. And I'm gonna put it here in the dealer activity file. So I think this is the best place for it. And why is this thing inside? Where is that inside of? Is that inside of some class? Is it in the dealer activity class? It is. It has to be outside of it. Otherwise that function won't, or the patch won't work. So these needs to be outside, but still within the namespace. Or not, actually not, I'm incorrect about that. I'll just keep it like it is, because it seems to work for some reason. Yeah, I can keep it inside of here, and it should still work, basically. So I'm gonna make a new patch here. So then I'm gonna describe it. Whenever smoke break behavior ends, the function does not check that equipped item is not null, causing null reference exceptions in game logs. So it's gonna be smoke like this, and then end, the end function. So and this is gonna be a prefix because I essentially have to patch the entire function. So I'm gonna say here So here I have to basically write the entire function out, but then yeah, that's all I need to do. So if not instance finder is server, then return. And then here's the problematic code, basically. Return false, so don't run. Or no, I don't even need to do that, because in the prefix I'm only interested about the equipped item, and if the equipped item is null, then yeah. So no, I need to do this. Yeah, I need to do this. So instance finder is server, return false, and then if instance.equipped item equals null, then return no. If it's not null, then unequipped. So instance npc unequipped. Basically like this. So and then at the end it's instance.npc and then reset the loop controller. Basically like this. So this should handle pretty much everything, and then return false, because it's basically overriding the original function, and I don't want to run the function that tries to equip null, unequip null. So that should basically handle it, this one, I'm pretty sure. And then deal for the Benzies family bugged. I still need to test this, so next up this needs testing, because I don't really know why that happens. And then I'm gonna also do a little bit of play testing, so I still need to make sure that everything else works as expected. And then if everything goes right, then Riled Up Riley asks, is it possible to make a website to submit bug reports for your tree mod? No. That ship has sailed, you know? People play stupid games and people win stupid prizes. So now it's time for stupid prizes. You know, one dickhead tries to, send me viruses on my computer, and everybody suffers. So I make no exceptions. Like, I get that there are bad guys out there that try to send me viruses, but if my actions can prevent that type of behavior, then I will take those actions. And those actions are, right now, that the GitHub page will be not interactable, and I will do the testing myself and bug fixing and looking for bugs. I'll do all that myself for the foreseeable future. And I'm not talking about you, Riled Up Riley. I'm talking about anyone that might do it. So this is not directed towards you. This is just in general, that there are people out there that will try to make viruses and send me viruses. So I've seen it happen. I've witnessed it firsthand, and I've taken the proper actions to mitigate. And this will be the case for the foreseeable future, unfortunately. As much as I love GitHub issues, there are fundamental problems with people. Rald Upriley in the chat says, yeah, there are some crazy people who love to send viruses. You know, I don't call them crazy, you know, but if you try to like make sure that you know that they're not gonna notice it. So someone tries to send me a virus in GitHub, I'll 99% of the cases I will see it. I will see it. I will be able to discern that it's a virus, and I'll be able to discern what the virus does. But for my benefit, the person who sent me the virus in GitHub, or tried to, you know, they had scanned their own virus in VirusTotal beforehand. So whenever I plug in the file SHA into VirusTotal, it immediately pops up, you know, saying, okay, well, this is not what you expect it to be. So they basically did my homework for me. So the person that sent me the virus is dumb as bricks. Like a brick fucking building, you know, dumb as bricks. That's just the name of the game, you know. If you're trying to send me viruses, you better make sure that you're not fucking yourself over. I guess it's time to test now. Now is the time to test. Rod O'Reilly says I use VirusTotal too. Yeah, it's useful, very useful. And for the people who try to develop viruses, even those people use VirusTotal, and that's because they need to make sure that it doesn't show up as a virus. But what these people don't understand, that whenever you're scanning your own viruses, it tracks them. It tracks the file hash in their services permanently, so that whenever you send the virus to some other people, they can just take the hash of the file without ever opening it or doing anything with it, and then see, has this one been scanned in VirusTotal? And if that's true, then like most of the cases, you know, you'll see results. So that's what I saw. I saw results regarding some of the files that get sent to my GitHub page. Issues. In the issues, somebody sends files there, and those weren't But time to do some playtesting. And I'm gonna probably eat some pizza while I do it. I don't even have game sounds enabled. But already I can see that the map markers, they are working, so the downtown dealer is on the move now. All of my Benzies dealers have product. And they've been selling a lot of product. Now, I got the deal for the Benzies family. So I need to check if this still works, basically. So last time I played, the timer for that one, it got bugged, so it didn't work anymore. But that could have been because of the other bug related to the smoking of the cigarette. What else? Right, so I need to make sure that customers unlocked reduce influence now. So what do I need to do to unlock the next one or the next region? So yeah, because I had a problem with the influence, I didn't get any cartel influence down here. So and then also this guy. So I need to probably with commands now. I need to change this with commands maybe. So set region unlocked. Suburbia. Now I should have Suburbia unlocked, right? And I have new customers maybe, yes. And then that should have reduced the influence. But it didn't. So why is that? I'm gonna save the game and add some logging. So something must be wrong now, because it still didn't work. So it's supposed to lower it by 75, I guess. What about the constant float? Has that changed? How does this look? Customer unlock. So yeah, the change is 0. Why is that? I mean, so this is a prefix. Should this be postfix instead? No, no. Because that's plus minus 0 basically. So because this is the same as this one, this equals to 0, so this doesn't change influence. But if this is higher, so let's say it reduces by 1, then this equation equals to minus 25. Yeah, it works still. And then if it's higher, lower, so minus 50, then this, so then it increases by 25. So this works. But it didn't change. Oh, because it's 0f here. But then again, I'm not returning false anywhere here. It's not returning false, so why isn't it working though? Oh, now I get it. Now I get it. Because in the original function, it only checks for hostile state. So this needs to be basically a full-on patch maybe for it to work. So I need to define here if is hostile then the original function is guaranteed to change it, basically. And then if truth, else if truth is truth, original function doesn't change influence. So just apply the config. Rolled Up Riley asks, "You trying to fix a bug where you can't unlock customers anymore?" No, no, I am not. I'm fixing a bug where the influence doesn't produce. So that's basically it. So when the customer unlocks in hostile mode, it works now, but then in Trust, it needed this because the original function works a little bit differently. It has the hostile check, which I didn't take into account when I wrote this code for the Trust version, so it needs this one basically. And it doesn't need to revert any previous values in the change function, so or the variable here, so that should do it. And then I'll log here, so but now I should see the cartel influence reduce whenever I hire cartel dealers, or optionally I get the new customers. The now that I confirmed that both of those work, I'm literally just gonna pretty much AFK and wait for bugs. And this will be like the last test. I swear to God, this one will be it. Oh no, actually, I need to test how prevalent the new quest is. So I'm gonna pretty much like run around with normal speed, set move speed 1, and maybe get a golden skateboard. And I'm gonna schedule myself some deals. And probably also complete this quest. Let's see. Please show you publishing the mod, it's also kinda educational. No, I won't. I will not. Golden skateboard deal. Because part of the publishing of the mod, you know, it's there's some things there that I will not show. So most of it is like moving files around, renaming files, and there's literally nothing that I can show on stream. So God damn it! Now I have so many businesses or what quests. All right, I still need to unlock more customers for the new quest to appear. I guess I'll disable some of this, so I'll take this out and then finish in the job. Or, no, yeah, like this. I gotta go to the docs. I'll just get rid of this. I don't really need this for anything. I could be cooking some meth, but you know, I'm not really a meth cooker. There we go. So I gotta still unlock some customers from Suburbia. I need one more. So Jeremy, Carl Bundy, Hank Stevenson. So I'll go there. I think Hank lives here now. Carl. There we go. And what is the time right now? So the quest for the truce thing, so it should start. So I'm just gonna schedule some deals maybe. See how it goes. And I'll give none of these people products. None of these people will get products. So destroyed RV. And I have so many dealers right now that I don't even have customers, you know. I don't have customers to sell to. Each of these has 10 customers, so Yeah, this is all I have. It's a little bit busted. Mhm. Yeah, what I really want to know is what happens with the threshold. So I'm gonna force sleep, and I'm gonna do this how many times? 2 times. No, 3 times, I think. So I'm simulating now the player playing some games after unlocking Suburbia. So after this state. But I bet that they'll be able to basically unlock all of the customers in one day. So it's still towards the end game. So, but it starts basically here when the 4 customers are unlocked. Then the rest should start. So set time 12. And then I'll simulate going to the shops and running around here. I'll try to see if I get the new quest and how prevalent it feels. So I'll go get my laundered money. Except that I can't. Maybe I'll go to the shop. What does Molly say? I think I need to disable these messages when they're allied. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Get some mega beans. Oh, well, that was quick. So I'll refuse because I don't like him. There we go. So all in all, I think that now. What was the threshold here? 0.9. So there's a 10% chance each hour for 12 hours. Yeah, I mean, it kind of works. It kind of works. And then the threshold resets. So the test regarding that one is successful. But the last thing, and this will be the last one. I swear to God, this will be the last one. This will be the last one. I swear to God. So in the in the dealer activity, I'm gonna do one more. whenever the cartel is truced and Benzies dealers are hired, player hired normal dealers will send messages regarding those deals. Disable that. So I don't want the dealers to spam about like some non-existent deals that I don't really have to care about. So the class is dealer, and then check notify player of deal. This will be the last one. I swear to God, this will be the last one. So it's a prefix and then it has input parameters of dealer, cartel dealer, and then contract, and then I'm checking if the current config has allied extensions enabled and the cartel is truced, and then I'll say here that if the dealer is recruited, then I return false, and then in any other case return true. So so that should be the fix. And that's the last one. I swear to God. That's the last one. Then before I update the change log, I'm just gonna make sure that the code for the IL2 CPP version is also good. But I don't really have to test anything anymore. So that's a bonus. So I just gotta make sure that this one builds, basically. works. um right, then I'll probably go back to the workspace in GitHub that I recent or stopped at the last stream. So I'm gonna basically update just the source files there, and then I'm gonna do the same. So I'm gonna go through those source files, look at the changes, make sure the changelog covers everything, and the readme file is up to date. Because there were some bugs here now that I fixed that I need to put into the changelog. So I still need to do a little bit of documentation regarding this update, and that I will still do on stream. But then after I'm done with that documentation, it won't be long. It will be maybe like 1 hour after the documentation is done and I end the stream. It will be like 1 hour, and then the update should be out everywhere in GitHub, in Thunderstore. But I will still do this before it. So and I probably want to make sure that I have it here. Correct version number. Yeah, I have. Okay. And then I can probably like set the configuration to be release instead of debug. So that's gonna be ready to go. So now it's time to look at the GitHub workspace. So I need to update something here. Or what the fuck is going on? This shit is bugging. I have to reload the page. Rolled Up Riley in the chat asks, so you're releasing the GitHub version? Tell me. No, I won't tell you. It's a secret. It's a secret. It's a very, very secret. I cannot tell it to anybody. You have to have a certain confidentiality level, right? And that the government has to approve. So the government has to approve that the confidentiality level is sufficient. So now I need to make sure that everything is still fine. Yes, so here regarding the previous bug fixing I've done in the previous past streams, I fixed a bug, but I didn't really write it here, so that was regarding the contracts that was in GitHub. I think it was maybe number 26 or something. So fixed a bug where cartel dealers stealing player dealers contracts would cause a bug no so god damn it, I gotta get the pizza box out of the way. I gotta focus now. Where killing cartel dealers after they stole player dealers contracts this would cause cause the contract to no it would cause the cartel dealer to invoke check attempt in a loop and cause nearby dealers to infinitely notify player of a pending cartel deal of impending cartel deal. So that was one, and I didn't write that, so now it's written down. And then also there was one bug that I forgot to mention here. So fixed a bug in code where cartel dealers contracts that were stolen from player dealers hired from player hired dealers. Debunking the code where cartel dealers contracts that were stolen from player hired dealers would not be completed, would not be they would not be correctly completed by cartel dealers even if they made it to the customer first. So that was because of a typo basically. What else? And then this I think I have already this I have already documented. Yeah, then then I fixed a bug in the bug where smoke break behavior would cause null reference exceptions and then I also, that's not really a bug, so that's a change. Changed the cartel dealers to changed the player dealers player hired dealers, right? Did not notify player of cartel dealers deals only if the cartel dealer is hired during truce. And extensions is enabled, but you know you can't really hire them during truce by default, so to have this bug you gotta still have, you know, allied extensions. So that's that. Anything else? Did I change anything else? I think that's about it. There's still one thing, but I forgot what it is. And this doesn't, oh actually yeah, that's the bug. A sample consumed. Yeah, that I already, yeah, these I documented. This I should take out probably. And then right, then there was one more bug. Two more bugs that I fixed. So fixed fixed a bug where during truce the during truce unlocking new customers would not reduce regional influence because of a past mod update. No, I don't know, because you know I don't even need to explain that, you know, because it's my fault. Uh, I had it written down incorrectly. And then there was the other influence bug. So fixed bug, fixed the, or actually I need to put the added because I didn't have this before. So I added a new feature, which is that added a feature that sets regional cartel influence to 0 when the player hires cartel dealers. And then note, this was supposed to be the intended behavior after I think 1.8.0, I want to say. Yeah, 1.8.0. This was supposed to be the intended behavior after version 1.8.0, but there was no code for it, only readme documentation. So it was a little bit confusing to me because I was like sure that I had done this, but then again I sometimes write things that I think happened and then I didn't really do anything about it, so you never know. You never know. Okay, is there anything else? This I need to get rid of. No big comments in GitHub. Oh, right, I added a new thing, so the map markers. So so I added a feature that gives hired cartel dealers map POI markers to show where they are after being hired. Right? Anything else? This I already documented. This I already documented. Same with this one. This one is also documented now. Yeah, this is fine. The chance feels good. Or the linear decrease of the chance feels good. I guess. I'd have to play it for like 10 hours to really notice it, but yeah, and this was also documented. This has not changed, so I can discard this file because there's only like a new line. I'm not pushing that. This is an entire new file, so that's fine. Here, anything new? That's also documented. That's documented. That's documented. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. This is not correct. I gotta really start like removing these incorrect comments from this code source before I upload it. And what the fuck is this? I don't know. I can discard this file because there's no changes. But this file needs to be changed, so I need the symbols here. And then here. And then probably here. No? Oh, that's fine. Anything else? Yeah, this I can discard. That's not changed. It's just something related to old errors. Right. So that's gonna be it. So now the changelog covers everything. README file is fine. So now it's not anymore pre 1.9.0. This is the official 1.9.0 update. So that's gonna be basically it for this stream. It's a little bit shorter stream, but I only did the stream because when I was testing it this morning, the mod, I noticed some serious problems with the mod that were not supposed to be there, and whenever that happens, I will tackle on the issues until I think that the update is ready to go. And I think this is a good amount of stuff to fix in one update. Anything more than this changed in one update, I think it's a little bit too much. You know, like for example here, this 1.8.2 update, this was fucking crazy. And same with this one, 1.8.0, this was also crazy. Yeah, so this is gonna be it for this stream. There's not gonna be more. In 1 hour the update should be out there in GitHub and in Thunderstorm. And that's the seal, the ending of the video seal.